Welcome to all of you. We're approaching the solar eclipse in Cancer, where we are going to witness somewhere in Nepal and in India and in China the solar eclipse, which the moon will move in front of the sun and create a ring of fire. This ring of fire is happening also on an equinox, which means we have equal day and equal night on the 21st of June, which brings me perfectly to the Chariot, which is the Cancer card, the major arcana Cancer card, right? When we look into this card, this major arcana meaning a big message or a higher self message, and we can see that this is a celestial moment in time and space, perfectly for the mission that we are now entering. Now, as you can see, there is a portal, a celestial portal opening, and the curtain behind there with all the stars and him wearing the crown where the seventh chakra is shining, very focused, right? Now this man or this warrior is very focused because he has to manage with his mind the black and the white, the yin and the yang, the inhale and the exhale. He has to be very focused, very centered. And in some other decks, we have horses now showing the Chariot pose, and also here no reins, no connection from the Chariot to the horses or to the Sphinx, just the mind, just the focus of your higher self guiding you, celestially guiding you, stepping away from the hustle and bustle of the city, of too many people around you, getting out in nature, being connected to a higher purpose, which is shown here as the center of the sun with the wings, right? Having a vision or a mission greater than yourself to focus on. And then here the red symbol, which is lingam and yoni. For those who don't know what a lingam is, it's your penis, and a yoni is your vagina. It's the Sanskrit word, right, that we use in Tantra. This union that we're building to create the center, to create the higher consciousness that is now coming towards us, right? Then here the belt across his waist, showing all the symbols of all the zodiac signs, right? And this is what's happening. Also, one last, these two half moons on his shoulders, waning and waxing moon, right? The square in the center of his chest. Here he has power over the 4 elements, and then space behind him, the 5th element, the higher consciousness, right? This is what here is coming towards us next Sunday. And I'd like to show this card because it really brings us, right, the number 7 to the crown chakra, brings us to this higher consciousness. Now, as you saw, we have horses here in this deck, right, of the Light Seer Tarot deck that I'm using, because it's a little bit more modern, right? Some people don't know what to do with this. It's kind of like, all right, here they kind of feel more familiar with it, right? But I want you to see both. Now, what's really interesting is that from the Atlantean cards, we got technology picked for this week, for this celestial moment in time, right? And it shows that we master through technology, through the crystals, we master the communication, we master the connection to communicate, to interact, right? The Age of Aquarius is coming now and replacing the Age of Pisces. And the Age of Pisces was more of a raw, masculine energy, and the Age of Aquarius will bring a divine masculine energy, and we all have to help the masculine energy, right? We women particularly, we have to help these men to shift into this new awareness. It's not going to be easy for them, because they're not as in tune with their intuition, right? They're acting more out of an instinct, and they're learning now to listen to a higher purpose, a higher message, which we can see when we look at Nelson Mandela and Gandhi, which was in the video of where I show the Ashvasanchalanasana, the pose of the high lounge, right, which we use sometimes in yoga as a transition pose, right? From here I can step forward. I have to put the technology behind because it's a little windy today and I don't want the card to flip, right? So here again I painted basically the two waning and waxing moon, and here the stars, the constellation of a Cancer, and then here the wings where we're standing on when we do this position, finding a higher cause to step into this awareness, finding a mission, a vision that's greater than ourselves, will give us the wings, with the sun as the center, and again the lingam and the yoni as that union. And behind here I have Manhattan, because I lived 17 years in Manhattan, and 17 years is a long time. That's where I started to get into yoga and mysticism, and really learned a lot about the spiritual path, the individual spiritual path that we can take, right? So this is the pose, Ashva Sanchalan Asana, right? So Ashva is a horse in Sanskrit, and we also, when we step into this position, watch my other video where I explain the pose a little more clear in my yoga studio, right, in my yoga room, where when we step into it, it's like a step forward, but we need to focus clearly with our third eye into this new awareness. And then sometimes we step back, right? We have to take a step back to see more clearly, where do I want to go, right? When I step only forward, it's like it's constantly in my face, it's the future. But sometimes I also need to step back, because there is this raw masculine energy that might actually go a little too far in his energy. So he needs to step back and see, wow, I actually went a little too far. I maybe have to apologize, right? And this is what's coming upon us, the awareness to realize when we have not connected to our higher self, when we come from the ego consciousness, when we come from the I that wants to be right, that wants to be the warrior, that just fights for the sake of fighting. And we know the samurais, right? They are very powerful individuals, but they only fight when there is a necessary stepping in to defend the defendless, right? Defend the people that are helpless, that need help. And this is what the Black Lives Matter movement is all about, right? Where we stepping in to give power to the voice of those who have been suppressed, as Nelson Mandela did to fight the apartheid, right? He was 27 years in prison. 27 years. He was fighting, and then became president of Africa, South Africa, or Africa, right? He became the president in the end after 27 years, the number 9 completion. He did 3 times the number 9 into the power chakra, into the solar plexus. And the solar plexus, the soul, the sun is the center of our galaxy. And the center of our galaxy is shooting 70,000 miles an hour through the universe, where all the planets are spiraling around. And we're shooting like we don't even feel it. It's so fast. It's like, it's unimaginable how fast it is, right? Just sit in an airplane, look down and see how fast it goes. Then you look down on the floor, but when you look out, it's like you don't even move. So this solar energy, right, this focus on the center, on this inner third eye consciousness, right, the sun, gives us the power to be this warrior, the warrior that steps in to not only fight for the black lives or the white lives, but to bring them together into union, because we all come from one ancestor. Only the skin has adapted, right? The melatonin has made that we get brown. Our skin protects itself from the sun. So this next Sunday, the 21st of June, we have this tremendous portal, this ring of fire where the moon moves, and I think only moon can move in front of the sun and cover the sun. There's no other planet who can do that. And literally take the light away for a few minutes and make this a clear moment of, here we are as one, all for one and one for all. This is the message for the 21st of June, right? Now, we are going a little bit through a stressful time, and to help you with this, there is an herb, the Indian ginseng, which is called ashwagandha. And ashwa again, the scent of the horse, if you take 500 milligrams a day, right, is enough to help you to adapt to stress, right? Stress, that, or anxiety, or even depression, right? This is all symptoms that we're going through right now in this time of great global shift, of great global constrictions, right, through this virus also that we are facing. So if you can, right, order ashwagandha, take 500 milligrams per day, and you will, within a week, 2 weeks, you will already find the change within your awareness, right, helping you to cope with this new energy that wants to come in, with this new message, with this new awareness, right, with becoming the mission, becoming the messenger, becoming the Messiah, becoming the one that steps in and is not afraid of anything, like the warrior, right? This is a warrior, simply warrior 1 and warrior 2, warrior 3, 4 and 5. We'll do a video where I show all the warriors through the Ashwasanchalanasana, the high lounge, from the high lounge, either stepping back or stepping forward into these positions, right? So you can understand that there's a peaceful warrior, right? There's a humble warrior, there's a flying warrior. Good. So starting the readings now, so this is the message for all of you, and after that your individual reading will come to help you to see what it is that you need to bring into this world, right? What is your message? What is your part? What is your vision? And live it, right? Become like a messenger, become an inspiration to the people around you, to the community that you are part of, right? And that's really what we are looking forward to now for this coming Sunday on the 21st of June. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste. Welcome, Pisces. This is your reading for the 21st of June for the new moon and solar eclipse and an equinox in Cancer. So, as we saw in the video or in the introduction, this is the Cancer portal opening, and I'm using the Good Tarot and the Mystical Shaman together to get your message, your vision, your mission, right, for this powerful portal. We also have summer starting, and I want you to feel connected like everybody else to your dream, to the part in you that wants to be part of the solution, right? The solution we all so desperately need. Okay. So I have 10 cards here on the ground. And I will blend the picture in so you can completely go with me through this process. So we're starting with 2 of air, right? And what I really like about this card is that she has these 2 birds sitting on her hand, and each bird has a crown on their head. And she's actually joyful, right? Or she's like, one is up and one arm. I mean, it's like this feeling of, yes, there is a decision to make. There are 2 ways of walking a path, or 2 visions, and which one should I go for? But what comes right after is this way, is the Emperor. So this energy of making a decision, we will look into this, starts with the Emperor, starts with this powerful masculine energy. He is the King of Kings. And when you look at his clothing here, right? So he's like in this heavy energy, like I'm here, I'm sitting here, right? So you are moving towards, or you're this lightness of air, right? The 2 of Swords is affecting this heaviness, because right after comes the 4 of air. 4 of Swords is meditation. So you Pisces are letting go, right? The age of Pisces is finished. And there's a lot that the raw masculine energy has to let go of. And you can help this raw masculine energy to take this path by meditating. And then after the meditation, you are able to deal even with the 7 of Swords. And 7 of Swords is like this mental conflict, this being not very honest. And you have the 5 of air in the next row. So you are dealing with this heaviness, right? So you have 4, you have 7, you have 5, you have 2 of air. You have a lot of thoughts about this. You have a lot of, because the 5 of air, as we know, is also about, we want to win. And we don't really care about the one that loses. But in this, we cannot think one is winning, one is losing. Imagine you're inhaling and holding your breath. And then, or you're exhaling and you're holding your exhale breath. I mean, you're holding your empty. And then, this is actually what I feel is you are now needed to let go, because you are needed to become wise. And why I say that? Because I see in the center, first of all, the Queen of Air with her owl right here on her left shoulder, the feminine side. And the card after of the mystical is the owl. So twice you get this bird, this higher consciousness, this awareness that's looking down. And you're invited to bring the Age of Pisces peacefully into an ending, because the Age of Aquarius is coming. The last row is the King of Earth, the King of Pentacle, which is Capricorn, Taurus. Everything that belongs to the earth. The Queen of Air is Libra. So there could also be a couple. But I don't do love readings, really, unless I really see, wow, there is really the Two of Cups and the lovers, right? But even then, I feel, but the Two of Cups, yeah, it's very clear. It's like it's your soulmate, right? So the King of Earth is that figure, the Taurus, this heavy earth energy. And it seems to me that these two are pretty similar energies. This is this raw masculine energy. And this energy needs to change, needs to shift into the divine, which I have behind me, right? These men who sacrificed so much for the freedom of many. And they weren't thinking, they were just doing. Because then comes the circle, the number 8, looking for numbers, similar numbers. Yeah, you have another 8, right? Which is after the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is fast energy. And the circle shows us that now, as you can see, the white, the dark, the red hand, right? The imprint is that you are leading to this new paradigm. You are helping to unify. You are helping to make the world a better place, right? This is a very powerful card. This is bringing a higher awareness to humanity. This is a big message. And you Pisces, if you do get the Emperor, then let this Emperor be a divine energy. Let him come into meditation. You see the difference between these two energies? Right? And I see why you are part of this new shift is because you have twice the owl. And the owl is like a night animal, and he can see, you know, I mean, he glides. He doesn't even like flap his wings. He's just like once, and he's just like, he's the most beautiful like flight. They measured the wings and everything, and they realized, wow, I mean, this animal barely makes a vibration, because a mouse can pick up usually on the vibration of the wings, and this owl has the power to literally glide, and that's why he's so successful in catching his prey. But more than that, than just like an animal that catches the prey, it's like, it's this higher perspective, right? Looking from up down. And again, it's the wings. When we come into the center of the sun, right? Come into bring black and white together, then we are becoming, then we have this greater mission. And that greater mission gives us those wings. And you will get those wings to overcome, right? These two energies that we don't want in this world anymore. We don't want winning and losing. Oh, look at me. And there, see how she's like on this very thin rope, balancing act, right? Constantly finding her center. And it's just in the mind. And the Seven of Air, the same thing, right? It's like, it's 7 birds. It's like everything in your reading is about moving up, becoming light, right? So these two men, you see the heaviness, and then you see the opposite of the lightness. And I think this is the message. It's like you have to let go of the subconscious, and then what emerges is, of course, the circle, and it's going to happen really fast on this ring of fire, right? On this day where the moon is moving in front of the sun to create a new awareness that we all one for all for one. One drop makes the ocean, many drops. One ocean are made of many drops. Right? So for you, it's very important to hold this energy, because you letting go of a big cycle, 2,500 years almost, right? And it's difficult for us to let go this type of lifestyle, but it's not working anymore, right? It really isn't. And it's like you gonna be part of, if you Pisces show us the way that we can unify, that we can be together, then the others will follow you. Gracefully letting go, gracefully saying, I don't need this anymore. I don't want to be the leader, the main leader for 2,500 years. Let me now give it to the Age of Aquarius. So I'd like to check, right? And the Two of Air makes sense here, because you have between this airiness and the heaviness, right? You're exactly in between. So I just want to get clarification for the 2 of air and the 7 and the 5 of air. So there's too many. So I'm going to take, it's too many, as you can see, I'm going to take the top 3 and I'm going to take to each of them 1 card, and that's it. The rest I put back in. So, you standing exactly at the birth of a new creation, of a new paradigm. So choose wisely. And the 7 of air gets the 8 of Pentacles. Meaning you got to go to work on this part of humanity, of letting go of the not honest, not such honest way, right? Finding the truth, searching for the truth, searching for that which is not working anymore. And the 5 of air got Sagittarius, the Knight of Wands, the Temperance time frame, right? Coming together, enjoying, instead of waiting my mind constantly like, oh, I'm on a tightrope, I don't want to fall, right? 5 of air is always like I'm winning or I'm losing. I'm the one that, like, you know, wants to win, of course. You don't want to be the loser. So here you have the power of the drums and the enjoyment of the people to help you to get out of your mind. Right? So interesting enough, so all this airiness brings in wands and pentacles. So now it's counterbalanced, your reading. Great, I'm going to take a picture, but I will place it at the beginning. Pisces, thank you so much. And I really encourage you to allow yourself to fly, right? To see from a higher perspective what is happening right now on our planet Earth, and become part of this messenger, right? Of bringing the energies together. And I think you are having a big part, playing a big part, just because you're also letting go of being a major influence, astrological influence, right? Thank you for watching, and have a beautiful meditation on this Ring of Fire solar eclipse in Cancer. Namaste.